ChatGPT has been making the rounds and it's become very popular. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how artificial intelligence can help us with our mental health. Number one, chatbots. Now, ChatGPT is a chatbot, and there were many chatbots before ChatGPT. Although, of course, ChatGPT is a much more advanced and much more conversational chatbot. But having said that, there is chatbots that talk to you as if they are administering therapy to you. So the style of therapy that's been most tested in this scenario has been cognitive behavioral therapy. So how it works is there are companies like Wobot and Visa, that thing that essentially provide you a companion in your pocket. Now, of course, I don't see them replacing real therapists in flesh and even online anytime soon. But what is possible is usually between meeting your therapist and meeting them again, there's at least a 1 week period. And in that 1 week period, it's not as if the mental health stuff just disappears, right? So what do you do if you have an emotional or mental health challenge during that 1 week? You can use your chatbot. What can also happen is therapists can often assign homework or journal exercises, and those things can be also a part of the chatbot experience, and the therapist might receive a report or just be able to see what this person has been up to through the chatbot. And you can look at videos around these bots, and people do seem to enjoy the connection to some extent. Obviously, no one is claiming that it's gonna be a replacement anytime soon. But is it helpful? Probably yes. Okay. The second way is just understanding what mental health conditions are and how they are separate from one another. Now, if you know anything about mental health, there are a lot of symptoms that are common across various mental health conditions. So, for example, low mood may be common in anxiety and depression and bipolar and various other disorders. And then how do we know if these are separate things? And then when you look at, even if you just zoom out from psychiatry and just think of things like self-esteem, attachment style, which are more psychological, I suppose, like are those, like when you feel a low self-esteem, is the low mood coming from that separate from a low mood coming from what's called anhedonia, which is the characteristic symptom of depression? And the answer is probably not. There is a lot of research going on in the area of what's called computational psychiatry, in which one way, and my own research does some of this, is you just give people a lot of standardized questionnaires across different mental illnesses, and when you receive their answers, you may find that you gave them like 20 or 30 candidate illnesses, and they filled questionnaires on those 20 or 3 dimensions. But what you may find is in the results or in the data you receive, that there are in fact just 5, 6 or 7 underlying separate conditions, so to speak. So what that means is when we have sort of higher self-esteem, it is sort of reliably predicting low anhedonia. And in that case, it may not be worth thinking of them as 2 separate dimensions. Now, of course, that does not mean correlation is causation, and this is not about inferring causation. But if you can think of it from a therapist or a psychiatrist point of view, they could get a very good report about the mental health profile of someone by just looking at these 5, 6 or 7 dimensions, rather than having to worry about the many possibilities of mental health problems that exist, and rather than having to worry about something that they might be missing. So if a patient or a client fills out this massive battery in an hour or so, then the therapist or the psychiatrist might be able to receive transdiagnostics, as they say, measure of the patient's or client's mental health status. And this doesn't obviously have to be about mental ill health and mental illness, as we say, but it could be also about the so-called positive side of mental health, which is flourishing, well-being, emotional intelligence, what have you. Alright, and the final way in which I think artificial intelligence might be able to help our mental health is predictions. So, a lot of research has been going on in this area of, again, computational psychiatry, in which you do some task. You play some games, and these games can be smartphone based, or these games can be online, web based. And then you're doing these games, but also what they ask you every now and then is things like how happy you're feeling or what's your mood like. And they may also give you these standardized questionnaires that I mentioned in the previous point. And what you can see is people's behavior in that game might be able to predict their psychiatric or mental health scores in some ways. So I do a certain task which is related to how people start friendships, and I measure what makes people start friendships. And so of course different people have different preferences about people and the environment they are in when making friendships and so on. And if we take those preferences and on the other hand take their psychiatric or mental health or personality related scores, now you have this idea that people's performance on what's essentially a game can be predictive of their mental health scores. And one way to diagnose in the future might just be to make people play those games and ditch the symptoms based approach altogether. So these are some ways in which artificial intelligence is revolutionizing mental health research, mental health diagnosis, and mental health outcomes. Let me know what you think. Do you know of any way in which artificial intelligence can help our emotional lives? Drop them in the comment below.